So after receiving my package from FedEx, I noticed that the guy left a nice little Merry Christmas to the package, but forgot, look at how serious that is. Lucky for me, I have a security camera. So we're gonna watch the footage and we're gonna see what this guy did.
We're going downtown.
And how are you this afternoon? Alrighty then. I have a package for you.
Sounds broken.
Most likely, sir. I'll bet it was something nice, though.
In Airsoft, I've seen many platforms. I've seen AKs, G36, snipers, LMGs, and of course, the M4. Now, lucky for us, the M4 is like the asshole of Airsoft. Everybody has one, but they're all unique. But then, once in a while, you stumble upon something more diabolical. And today, we'll be looking at that rifle, the Tokyo Marui Next Generation Scar Heavy. With its built-in recoil system, will surely put other M4 AEGs out of the market. Now, of course, I can't be stupid. Tokyo Marui has a Next Generation M4 and an 416, and those are nice, but I wanted something that was robust, practical, something that would stand out on the field. Something that will make people stop and say, hey, JDam, ugh, the hell is that? And I'll be like, no. This isn't just any rifle. This is a blowback rifle. But JDam, a gas blowback rifle? That's cool, but are they really practical? Nah, well, what if I could tell you that this rifle was the best of both worlds? It had the realistic recoil and response of a gas blowback rifle, all powered by a single battery. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the Scar comes in, or should I say the Next Generation AEG by Tokyo Marui, because this brings both worlds into one, and this is what I'm here to show you guys. My name is callsign JDam, and today we'll be doing an in-depth review and gameplay of the Tokyo Marui Next Generation Scar H. In my opinion, this is probably one of the most beautifulest rifles I've ever held or ever got the chance to play with. And I've been in this sport for almost 10 years, and let me tell you, this is one beast of a rifle. So, after getting a close review of the gun, let's take it down to the function of the gun. Now, of course, Tokyo Marui is known for being pricey. Of course, I paid a hefty price of $600 for this rifle, but there's a reason why. Now, when I say Next Generation AEG, I'm not talking about trigger response, but something else. Can you guess what it is? That's right, recoil. So, Tokyo Marui is very proud of their brand new rifle and their next generational rifles because of a built-in gearbox mechanic that gives it a recoil kind of like a gas blowback weapon. Let me get into more depth to this. So, this is a AEG rifle, runs on batteries, no gas, nothing like that. But what's cool about it is that the power of the battery and the new, I want to say the gearbox, the special gearbox that they have built in the gun, gives it the gun a recoil performance. So, just like a gas blowback weapon, when you take the mag out, you insert it in, you have to either pull back through a handle, or release the bolt from this button right here, just like an actual rifle. And from there, it gives a nice, realistic recoil to the weapon. Now, the battery, just like in any SCAR, is right here in the buttstock. Now, the cool thing about this, and I originally had a SCAR, for those who are old fans, it was a WE SCAR L, and it was a cool rifle. But this one kind of spoils me, if you can see why. So, what's cool about it is when you pull the pin out, due to normal SCAR platforms, the pin itself doesn't actually come out fully, which is nice. For those who have actually owned rifles like this, we all know the hassle of losing this pin, because once you lose it, the buttstock will never stay on. And let me tell you, nothing is more annoying than having that problem. So it's really cool that they added this feature that you can no longer lose this pin. It is actually built in to the gun, so that's a really nice touch. For the battery that I'm using, and this varies from a little bit. From what I've seen online, it says it should only take a 7.4 volt battery. Right now I'm running a 11.1 LiPo battery on this rifle. The battery compartment itself is pretty small. I do recommend getting a brick. This battery right here, believe it or not, actually runs in my Chris Vector. For those who run the Chris Vector or know the Chris Vector, the battery compartment is actually in the pistol grip itself, so it's not a lot of room. So a nice small brick battery like this is absolutely perfect, especially for this type of gun. The Tokyo Marui Next Generation SCAR H is a very high-class weapon for the price tag. You're looking at about 8 pounds of pure awesomeness wrapped around with a upper metal receiver and a plastic lower receiver with a high polymer plastic. The inner barrel is a 260 millimeter barrel with a magazine capacity of 90 rounds, with also a high cap of 540 rounds if ordered correctly. Now, the rifle does come, and the FPS with it is of course 285, but that's only because this is a weapon from Hong Kong. The laws and regulations from FPS from Hong Kong to the United States is much different, and there's always upgrades that you can do to increase the FPS. Now, of course, the thread direction is a 14 millimeter negative, and of course the gearbox, which is the bread and butter of it, is a version 9 next gen Tokyo Marui gearbox. The corresponding battery for this would be the 9.6 volt small battery type, and it does come with a long type motor. Now, coming up on the iron sights here, I wanted to give you guys a nice close look at how beautiful and detailed these are. These aren't just standard, these are Tokyo Marui touched sights, and they are flipped down as well. They're very beautiful, and honestly, they're a nice touch to the weapon. And the flat dark earth really brings out the characteristics of this weapon and will stand out on the field, which will definitely turn some heads, for sure. Of course, with all SCARs, we know that these are cool, and for platforms, knowing that they have a retractable flip stock with a rising cheek riser and retractable stock, which is really nice for indoor activities. Now, originally, when I received this gun in the box, Tokyo Marui added a couple parts with it. The gun originally had this small barrel orange tip to it. It also came with this really nice long barrel attachment. If I can unscrew it. Nice long barrel with this fabulous muzzle brake. And this is all metal too. The muzzle brake actually weighs a little bit, but with it being pretty nice, you can actually hear a ting of it. The camera can pick that up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My first impression of the rifle is that it was a nice sturdy rifle. There's no creaks, no cracks. It has good weight, not in the front or the back, more in the center right here, which is perfect. The top receiver right here that you can see is full metal, including the full rail on top, which gives it a nice dark tint to it, not shiny compared to some of the other SCARs that are out on the market. If you can see right here, it's not super shiny, though. I mean, I have a light right here. It's low grade with full trademarks onto the rifle. Pretty cool. 2 sling points here, and of course up here, and of course flip down sights for those who want to run attachments. I am running .25s into this, so function like the real gun. Whew, got excited there. Take the mag, you put into the receiver, you push down on the bolt or pull it back. We're going to do semi-auto for the recoil. Now, what's really cool about this weapon is that for a Tokyo Marui rifle being AAG and having a recoil system, the actual trigger response is actually pretty good. Now, watch my finger. Let's get the camera in pretty close for this one. Right here. Oops. Now it's really cool because the trigger response is really good because I can fire this quite quickly, which is really nice. Okay. Get a nice view of the actual recoil system. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate the full auto capability of the Scar H Next Gen and take a look at the recoil system. Ooh. See, I like it because for an AAG, it's pretty loud. It has really nice action, and it's a lot louder than your standard AAG. And the recoil system, you know, makes the noise as it goes back. And honestly, for a rifle of this mount, I'm actually quite honestly happy about it. The recoil is enough to shake the gun to the point where this actual sight itself shakes a little bit. I'll get the camera closer so you can actually see the recoil of the sight jiggling up and down as the weapon goes from semi to full auto. But nothing's more satisfying than some recoil, eh? As the weapon is out, there's no more rounds. This is part of the next gen airsoft that I'm telling you about. So, in order to fix the rifle, all you have to do is take the mag out, because once there's no more BBs, the gun will no longer fire, kind of showing the characteristics of a gas blowback rifle inside of an AEG, which is fantastic. And then once you do is you get a new mag, you insert it in, you pull it back, and you're good to go. Now, let's get a look at the actual recoil of the rifle. Okay guys, so we're going to take a closer look at the recoil of the gun, because what I've seen on YouTube is that the recoil is nice, but you guys actually can't really see it that well. So I'm going to try my best to show you the actual full monster ability of this next generational airsoft rifle. So we're going to insert the mag, cock it back, and we're going to start off with semi. Semi is a little bit lighter recoil because it is semi-auto, but it is noticeable. So down the sight, so you guys can see it. The gun shakes pretty good. Now, from an outside perspective of the rifle right here, so you guys have a good view of it. I'm keeping my arm still right now. My arm is labeled with the table for a pretty good stance right now, so you guys can see it, the full recoil of the rifle. So that's pretty good kick. Now we get to go in the fun part, and we switch it into full auto. The recoil is pretty aggressive, and it is pretty noticeable. So let's take a look at it. Oh my god. Pretty damn good. Take a look from the top of the rifle.